Hello, collective. I have a message coming through that wants to come through right now. And it all started with a helicopter hovering over my home. And what I was hearing is what's hovering around you right now. There was a sequential chain of events in how this message came in, and I feel like that's part of the message. 31 on the timer. There we go. The number 31 is very significant. I'm also feeling 13. So there could be something in opposition, a mirroring effect. There could be something there for you to see, and it's related to that number 31. The next thing that came out, that's the first two things I have written down, 101 on the timer when I looked up. The next thing was the song That's What Friends Are For. 111 on the timer. This is a very spiritual message for someone. It's a very divine message. This is coming from a very high archangel or spiritual space is what I'm hearing. So interestingly enough, the date I'm recording this is 6/16/26. And I recognized that the numbers in those three sections are 666. And there's some very opposing viewpoints there. It's the angels. Got you. Because from the Bible, the number 666 is the mark of the beast. And then in angel numbers, 666 has a very different meaning. It's more about reflecting on something that needs to change. So then I sat down here at the table to write out those notes. And when I looked down, my deck was sitting here and Archangel Michael was on top. And so this is all about truth and justice. What it was really standing out, champion of justice and truth, courage, and safe. There's something about feeling safe and having the courage to speak the truth. And I feel like this is spiritual truth. Okay? It also says spiritual warrior and confidence. So you may be acting as a spiritual warrior and not even realizing this. So when I picked up that card, what was under it? Christ conscience. Christ consciousness. I can't even speak. And that's what happens when we're drawn into that very angelic space. We are tapped in, tuned in. It's almost like learning how to speak in a different way. Something about words can be very important. We are in an ascended state because the card on the bottom of the deck is Ascended Masters. So we have Archangel Michael, Christ consciousness, and Ascended Masters. Oh, I turned it the wrong way. Wow. This is some strong, powerful energy. And I kept having things go wrong. I just bought a new light. I told you guys the other day, my other light went out. I bought one. I had doubts about it. And when it came back, or when it came in, I thought, you know what? I should have trusted my judgment. I knew there was something felt off about it, okay? So you may be feeling that way. And it just is not working. It has a clip. The clip's not very strong. It slides, it moves. If I put it on the camera phone, it's so heavy, it turns it, it twists it. So I feel that there's something about this truth, that there's something that turns and twists, manipulates truth. Okay. So I was questioning again. Oh, I went to pick that up and Ra was left on the table. The sun, the light coming out. That song, Keep Shining. Because as all these things were going wrong, I just sat down and I'm shuffling the deck that I pulled out the Gateway of Light to shuffle. Sitting there shuffling, and I was thinking, oh my goodness, am I in the right energy to record this message? And out of the whole time I've been sitting here shuffling this deck, nothing came out. But when I asked that question, something about asking the right question, okay, this came out. Yes, proceed, push through. So I feel like this 666 is representative of a heavy energy, and it's requiring to level up, to frequency up, I'm hearing. Rise above what all this heaviness and dense energy is. And it's taking some effort to push through it. So that song, when I looked it up, I had to write down the words. Keep smiling, keep shining, knowing that you can count on me for sure. That's what friends are for. I feel so strongly that this is representative of faith in the divine. Archangel Michael, Christ consciousness, your faith, the Ascended Masters. Like they're watching over you. This safety and the courage to proceed and know you're safe. For good times and bad times, I'll be on your side forevermore. It's such a protected energy. Now, what was interesting is to give credit where credit is due. There's something about that. Dionne Warwick, Gladys Knight, and Stevie Wonder. Very iconic people in the music industry have written or sang some absolutely lovely and beautiful songs. And there's something about this frequency. And interesting that this is all coming out as Michael Jackson makes his debut in the movie theaters and on the song charts as a non-living person. That's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. I feel like that's very connected here. But what was standing out to me as I looked back when I wrote the names and then I looked back at them, specific words: war, wick, night, and wonder. And how interesting, we have spiritual warrior out here. The wick, to me, I'm seeing as a thread that runs down and is fueled by a waxy substance. So that could be sticky, tacky. And then they're also showing me about beeswax. Bees being a very high frequency. And then the fire energy, something lit and fueled by, I'm hearing, what are you lit and fueled by? Okay? And then wonder. Well, that kind of goes along with the question. Wonder, wondering, confidence, questioning. So those could be specific words that someone has been resonating with, or just goes along with the message. Now, as I was walking around here trying to use this light that I bought that's just simply not working, and attempting to keep smiling through it, to keep in my personal and okay. I was starting to say energy, but injury. Staying in my own personal injury. That's a message for someone. Anyway, as I'm walking around, and it wasn't until I got all the way on the other side and was looking from a different perspective, I found this black feather from the last reading that I missed putting away. Now, interestingly enough, in that reading, I said, oh, there's the black feather. How could I forget about that? How could I not see that? And it was lingering around, hovering around in my energy, but I couldn't see it until I looked at it from a different perspective. This is all part of the message. A very high frequency, divinely guided message right here, right now, that they're saying is important. Okay? So I'm going to put that card back in. As I wrote this on the paper, I saw the 666, and then I saw Archangel Michael underneath it. And Archangel Michael is a very godlike energy. And with the root and the third eye being very strongly associated with Archangel Michael, I was getting the sense about protection, highly protected. And it feels like if you relate to the message of being a spiritual warrior, it's knowing and trusting and having faith that you are highly protected. So that's the first message. They want you to know you are highly protected in whatever it is that you do. So what is hovering around you right now? What is the message? Archangel Michael, Ascended Masters. And with Christ consciousness here, it's just a reminder that Jesus is an ascended master as well. Remember back in the day, what would Jesus do? I'm seeing that in cubes, blocks, on a necklace, and there's something significant about the box. 4 sides. So the number 4 could be significant. We have the divine matrix and interconnectedness, synchronicity, and God incidences. I mean, God incidences, that's, instead of coincidence, it's divinely built, placed, applied. That's what I said earlier about there were steps or layers or sequences. That's it. Sequences of events that happened that all correlate with this message. So there's something about divine timing here. And trusting that whichever way the wind blows, you're good, you're stable, you're fine. Something about remaining true to yourself. As I look at my, oh my goodness, words don't even my wind chimes. I am telling you what, I am so pulled in here. Wind chimes have suns all over it. And interestingly enough, the other card that fell out is Solar Light Upgrade. And Ra, that card Ra, Sun God Ra, came out as I was picking up the pile. What's hovering around you. So something's being illuminated. Something from the darkness. As I was writing all that, I was so drawn to the Archetypes deck, and I heard archetypal hearing. Healing is what I meant to say. Archetypal hearing. Okay, that feels important. Making note of that. Okay, so is this hearing the divine in different ways? Hummingbird just took off and flew past he wasn't at the feeder, he just flew past. Hovering. Okay, we'll ask more. I feel like there could be 2 different things. You're hearing things differently, or you're hearing the divine differently. So this could be an opening of your senses, your clairs, accessing information in a new way. And interestingly, I said this whole message started with the sound of a helicopter hovering over my house. So bottom of the deck is Stargate Heart. Heart chakra opening, unlocking, and generosity. Merkaba, Archangel Metatron. And the Merkaba is you staying in your energy and shifting and moving. That's what I was saying earlier about the wind chime. You're safe and secure whichever way the wind blows. Okay. So tell us about this archetypal healing. What does the collective need to know about archetypal healing, the seed. Okay, so there's a pearl here in the center with all these lines around it. And I feel if I'm the pearl, that these lines around it are representing the frequency that I'm putting out. And I asked, am I in the right energy here to do this reading? They said, yes, proceed, push through. Okay. So this could be, it doesn't feel like you planting seeds. We'll clarify that. The next I want to ask is, what is the archetypal hearing? What do we need to know about that? Oh my goodness. The star, I have chills and tingles in my crown. My gosh, the starborn and the vessel. I was just saying, Merkaba, the vessel, opening up to something new, a new seed. This feels like and I mentioned opening up your senses and maybe a new gift, new clair, or expanding a clair. Oh, okay. What's being transmitted is being felt to a wider range. This is expanding This is not only expanding your consciousness, this is expanding the consciousness of those around you. There's something about healing your vibration, healing the seed, so that now you can crack something open to hear the communication. You're being guided to go. This is direction. And look, this is like I'm seeing this as an egg, the bottom of the egg, and she's broke out of a container, an old vessel, broken out of an old frequency that either you were planted in or was planted in you. On the bottom is the stone. I'm being reminded of a reading I did. I don't even know how many readings ago it was, but it was about the third eye, which Archangel Michael is associated with the root and the third eye. And I said it felt as if there was a stone and that you were pulling the stone out. I see this as a crystal. There's the hummingbird. He came to eat, to be nourished. Third eye. Something you're doing is nourishing this third eye vision, communication, and this feels like this bridge to the divine. And interesting, this, if you can see, it kind of looks like a black pearl. And then behind it, what I'm feeling like, it also kind of looks like an eye. But behind it, it's hard to see just in the card, but look at all the colors. There's something about the light that you emit, the light frequency I'm hearing that you emit. Now, because of an upgrade, does something in the darkness. It brings color. So when we talk colors, black and white, one is the absence of all color, the other is a collection of all colors. And something about, because your light refraction, it's very prism-like. And therefore it reflects into the darkness and creates all this beautiful color. Vision. Under that, the one and the vow. This fills, and under that, the village, the collective, the poet. I did say there was something about words. There's something about the way you are speaking differently because you're hearing differently. And there's also something about what you speak is how it manifests. You speak something into creation. You sing something into creation. And it's coming out in a different frequency than it used to. It has confidence, leadership qualities. It contains a frequency, a godlike frequency, because you are in a Christ consciousness state of mind and state of peace and state of stability. Oh, all of a sudden I'm getting a pain in the back left side of my neck. That could be confirmation for someone. Okay, so let's get some clarification here. On the archetypal healing the seed. I'm seeing somebody planted you somewhere. 3000 on a timer. Somebody planted you somewhere. It was dark. Could be very wet, could be very dry. It could be undernourished soil. You were planted in an undernourished environment. With a mission of learning how to love yourself. It was 30:44 on the timer. So an undernourished environment, I'm taking that could mean you grew up in a space where others didn't know how to nourish themselves, or there were too many other things that got in the way. Whether it be money, knowledge, finances, there was some resource missing. And you've managed to do this and learn this. 31:31 on the timer. You've managed to grow through this. 31:41. That happened. In my last video, I had to pause it because I had this coughing fit that came out of nowhere. I think that's when I paused it. And when I started again, that was the time on the timer. So this could be significant, or if you resonated with that message, you might resonate with this one as well. What do we need to know about the seed, this archetypal healing? I just have a few decks here. I'm hearing the pictures, the artwork, or the words could resonate for you. What is this archetypal healing of the seed? What do we need to know here? Archetypal healing. We have dreams. Dream time, sleeping, tigers. The number 3. Self-love, 24. An emotion just ran through me. Learning how to love yourself. This tiger spirit. What else? Archetypal healing. So learning self-love, self-care in a space that wasn't a very self-loving, it didn't nurture that thought process, that dream, that wish. But you did it. Wealthy man, 13. 313 could be significant for sure. 331. Started the reading with the number 31, and I said 13. Archetypal healing, dreaming, and a wealthy man. Bottom of the deck, mature woman, 6. Another major number out here. I mentioned the dates, 6s. The month of June could be significant. Gemini season, high Gemini placement. Being an air sign in particular. What else? Archetypal healing. What is this? What else? Archetypal healing. Star. Healing. Dreams. So we have dreams out here twice. Dreams. Dreaming of a wealthy life. A wealthy man. Whether you're male or female, you could be dreaming of a wealthy man. You either want to be a wealthy man, you want to meet a wealthy man. Why is this healing? The tree. Health, growth, spiritual, vitality, karma from the past. Healing, past, archetypal, energy. Of dreaming about this wealth. I'm picking up an energy that what you're recognizing now is that you don't have to dream it. You are it. You are the valuable one. You are the one. You are wealthy. Instead of, I would like to be wealthy. There's something there. There's something deep. The seed. Okay, I'm picking up on two things. First of all, is that so male, masculine, planting the seed in the woman, the egg. And possibly this comes from a masculine archetypal energy in your DNA that has this desire to be wealthy. Like striving, and never recognizing that they are. And that this was a gift to you as it was planted. I'm just seeing a lizard. Is it a lizard or a praying mantis? I've never seen this before. I think it's a little tiny baby lizard. It's crawling across my deck, and he just stopped when I started talking about him. Oh my gosh, I have to see. Is this a lizard or a praying mantis? This is significant. Hold on. Oh my goodness. Just as I stood up, the hummingbird flew in, and just as quickly, the lizard walked away. And it made me think about the fact that the reptilian, this old archetypal reptilian low vibration, because they can have high vibration as well. But something about the high vibration of the hummingbird coming in, he scurried away. And so this brings me back to your light scaring away or driving away, 39:39 on the timer as I said that, an old energy, because you've elevated so much, your frequency is so high that it see teeny tiny shadows and now knows how to make that frequency scurry away. Okay. So what about archetypal hearing? You may be a person who is very sensitive to sound because this could be something you've been doing all along. This could be something new. This sign of being very sensitive to what you hear. Oh, so you've been hearing all the negative things that people have said to you. And now that you raise your vibration, it was coming out backwards. Rise your vibration. That's funny. 1331. You're hearing it in a different... Maybe when you look back at these old times, you can hear what they intended, what they really meant, what you once saw as hurtful, now you see as helpful. There's something here, okay? Gaining a new perspective because you hear from a Christ consciousness. 4141. Wow. Okay, so tell us about this archetypal hearing. Something about the vessel here, because of this self-love, because of what you heard in the past, you were able and brought to a frequency of self-love, and now that's how you move. You move in the direction of self-love, and people are seeing it, and some of them are a little scared, a little freaked out, and they run away. So if you have a history of abandonment in this higher frequency, 4242, you can see that it's because you're triggering something in them. Beauty. That's what beauty's all about. Look at this. Third eye and the stone. Something was covered up in that third eye, and now you can see it. What is she pointing at here? This necklace. Beauty is in the heart. And not everyone knows how to express their emotions. But you have learned a gift about expressing your emotions. Card number 30, courage. Archangel Michael is showing you the way. Keep shining, keep smiling, knowing you can always count on me. For sure. This is faith. When you don't know the direction and you're not sure, and you feel in the dark, look to Archangel Michael to light the way. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is beautiful. It really is. And maybe this is a maturity level within. There's a huge bird just jumped on the bird feeder, but he couldn't fit, he couldn't land. He was too heavy and dense to feed from my feeder, from the hummingbird's feeder. It's built for a light energy, the heart chakra upgrade, the higher heart. It's light as a feather. And that's what you're attracting now. And these dense energies, they can't stay. They can't stick around. They can't hook you. They can't catch you. They can't latch onto you anymore because you frequent such a high vibration. You are safe in your own vessel. Wow. What else? Archetypal hearing. This is a flippin' awesome message, and the way it all came out. Are you kidding me? Card number 33. Concern. Somebody was concerned about the look of beauty instead of looking into their heart to see the beauty. This is a very judgmental frequency. This is a low vibration. You may have been hearing previously from a judgmental frequency because it was archetypal. Your family could have spoke in these tones and you heard it that way because that frequency vibrates inside you. So with this DNA healing, cleansing, this archetypal cleansing, you now hear in a different frequency. And so if you don't resonate with it, it's like it's blocked, denied. No, that's not nourishing. Move it along. I no longer hear the negativity. I just know that's not for me. Wow. This is powerful. This is impactful. Can you believe all the threes? We have 3, 13, and 33 out here on the table, and the other is 17. Toil and labor. What I'm seeing is card 38. 8's being an infinite, all about the self, self-love, self-care. And you've learned this through the divine. That equals 11 together. This is a collective effort, 3, to help you, 8, rise into this higher consciousness. And it's been a task. Toil and labor, it's been a task. And you've been doing this in the dark. You, in your dreams, you've been healing this. I'm hearing sleeping with tigers. I don't know what that means. You've been sleeping with tigers. What is that? What does that mean? Because when I see that, so relationships, you could have been in relationships with people who were aggressive. Maybe didn't show their true colors, their true stripes. They didn't see your value. But every one of those tigers made you who you are today. It brought you to your own self-love. You could resonate as a starseed. Or very tuned in and tapped into a star frequency at this time. Aquarius, humanity, something about a star, hiccups, star system. What else about archetypal hearing? Something about hearing the concern, creating confusion, cloudy uncertainty. But Archangel Michael is here, and that's all about certainty, confidence, and leadership. Yeah. It caused stress, it caused nervousness, it caused anxieties, made you feel small, weak. So the words spoken could have created this energy. That's what's been hovering around you. And because of this shift that you've made of working with the divine, this collective, collaborative creation, collective, collaborative creation, okay? That's what's making a difference. You've learned to feel safe in your own body, and that you are free to move, you are free to go, you are free to do what you feel is right for you. Wow. This is the Angels Oracle and the Fairies Oracle that are all mixed together. But I really feel like the angels want to say something to you. We're going to do this, get this angel message, and then we're going to get an angel number, and we're going to close this out. Oh my gosh, I just had another connection. 666, mark of the beast. And we have beauty out here. Beauty and the Beast. That could be maybe a favorite movie. Maybe that's, how did I say that? These relationships, you've been an angel in relationships with a very primal, aggressive cat. You know, cats, very independent, do their own thing. And they didn't see your value. So what's healing through your hearing is the fact that you've learned to manage your own frequency so that you align with what is your match, so that you can come into union with what you're aligned with, whether it's a relationship or a job or a specific career, a car, like anything. It seems like you're just aligning, and it's been step by step you've come to this realization. All right. Angels, Ascended Masters, what is the guidance for the 888 Collective as we are sifting and shifting our perspectives? Okay, so bottom of the deck, music. The frequency. And I talked about Gladys Knight, Dionne Warwick, Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson. Something about music is so impactful at this moment. This moment that you're watching this, it's impactful. And I'm seeing the flute, playing a flute. A flute is a higher tone, higher frequency. You are tapped in. You're hearing it and you're speaking it. The card that came out, manifestation power. This is shifting your whole world. This solar light upgrade, it's something about, also with the crown chakra, it's elevating your mind. Use your spiritual gifts and natural abilities to attract your desired outcome. That's what I said about aligning. You are now aligned in the high frequency to manifest the dreams that you desire. I know this says wealthy man, but I'm picking up on something here about the tiger being very abundant. Tiger energy. Go get 'em, tiger. An abundant energy. They get what they want. What's the word? Perseverance. They perceive and persevere and go after what they want. And you are aligning with that and healing in your dream state, whether actually dreaming or third eye envisioning. You can see it now. You see it coming towards you. Wow. Okay. An angel number. This is really a super cool message. I just saw 10001 on the timer. Whoever you are, congratulations, because you have passed a milestone. As I was trying to say that, it's like my voice got cut off. So perhaps it's time for you to tell yourself that I've really passed a milestone. Self-expression. Express the love for yourself. You know what's funny? I was talking to a friend last night, and her little girl, she just kept saying, I love me. I love me. And every time her mom would say, I love you, she'd go, I love me. I mean, how flippin' cute is that? She's 6. I just saw 10110. You're closing out a cycle. There's something about 10 years here. 10's being very significant. When I sat down here, it was 325, which is 3 and 7, which equals 10. So there's something about a 10-year cycle that you've been in that you're clearing out. This is now here, and you are in this higher frequency. Shift. Card number 565. You are in the middle of this shift. You are surrounded by angels, and they are assisting you. Take a look at your life and see which areas need to be shifted to bring you more joy. Take the time to reassess your priorities and create a plan for yourself. I feel like now that you're recognizing this humongous shift, it's time. It's time to reassess and really choose what it is that you desire, because you are in the manifestation vortex right now. It's like you're a beast. You're a manifestation beast. Wow. You align with the tigers. Like you embody that energy now. That go get 'em. Go get 'em, tiger. Divine guidance, card number 000. This is that in between. And that maybe is where you feel you've been, is this in between state, a void state, liminal, whatever words resonate with you. Zeros are a number 2. I hear that all the time. There's the hummingbird again. 1 and 0, 10. So as you make this, you're stepping into this new world, you're in a space that's giving you the opportunity to reassess and shift to what it is you truly want to manifest. You are receiving guidance and protection from the universe. Trust in the divine plan for your life. You're meant for great things. Here it comes, baby. Here it comes. I love it. All right, collective. That's what I have for you today. I wish you all the most joy, the most happiness, and the best dreams ever. All right, guys. Until next time, lead with love. Juka out. Bye now.